It's TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Autotrader. The Lakers and Cavs get us started with Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller, and Kristen Ledlow. And then it's the Mavs at Golden State, called by Marv Albert, Kevin McHale, and Allie LaForce. Here inside Atlanta's Studio J, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley, who was known in his playing days for his scoring and rebounding ability, but this week picked up a political assist. A state away from us.
Oh, man, I'm proud of my people in Alabama and Birmingham. I am pledging $1 million to black women in Alabama to start IT startups. Right now, I'm giving them $1 million.
Who are you giving that million to?
Well, I'm gonna pick the companies down the line, but I'm pledging $1 million to, because black women really came out and supported Doug Jones. So I'm pledging $1 million to black women in Alabama to do startups. That does not mean hair salon and restaurants, black women. That means startups.
Does not mean what?
That does not mean restaurants and hair salons.
Why you just couldn't leave it as you were pledging the million?
No, I like to have.
Why did you have to do an underhanded backhand joke?
I know. I'm just saying
it's something so good and serious that you were doing for the women in Alabama.
No, we're not going to do it when we shop. See? We're going to do IT. IT. That don't mean it either. IT.
You don't even own a computer.
I don't, but I want to help other people be successful. So right now I'm announcing that, Ernie. Right. $1 million in Birmingham or in the entire state of Alabama. This is for minority women to start startups.
Chuck, that's my new number one.
Yeah,
that
thank
one
you.
right there.
Yeah. Shaq, we got enough hair salons.
Come on, yo, leave it alone. You're making a good thing happen. Leave it alone.
Made the point. And on
that one, San Antonio and the fake apology.
You got to leave it alone.
Auto-Trader player comparison. We're just comparing LeBron James with himself.
He's amazing.
The average in his 4 NBA MVP seasons is on the right. His numbers this year on the left. Have we seen the best of LeBron James?
Well, I think that, there's a couple issues, Ernie. Number one, guys could play at a higher level longer because there's no physicality in the game anymore because there's less physicality.
Maybe I'll go do that on the court at halftime or at post-game round.
Do what?
No,
show the difference and why. I always see people, when I say that, and we talk about that in the back, people, what do you mean? How does that affect the way you play? I say it affects everything. It affects the fact that you can demonstrate your ball handling skills and your workout skills. They show more because there's no one. It's like doing it against cones instead of doing it against people. So it's easier to get to places on the floor. So even if you're not a great shooter, you can dribble and get to areas of the floor that you could not have gotten to in the era that we played in. That's different. There's a big difference.
The only disadvantage for LeBron James is that he's so good and he's been so good for so long. The powers that be say, look, we can't give it to this guy every year because he's been doing that his whole career. So, he's always kept his body in phenomenal shape. So, you guys screaming out James Harden, who's having a phenomenal year, but I still think it's too early.
I think it's early.
It's early. Well, Shaq, I hate that argument you just made because the best player doesn't always win MVP. The best player has never won MVP.
You go about the team record.
It's a combination of both.
Because it says most valuable player as in singular.
But I'm doing as a player. They have this fake argument on other networks all the time. The MVP is always went to the guy who the best regular season record and the guy who's the best on that team. Michael Jordan was the best player. Kobe Bryant and yourself.
Well, hasn't always gone to the player. Russell Westbrook won it last year.
But because he had a phenomenal.
I know, but I'm saying he wasn't on the team with the best record.
But I'm saying 90% of the time it went to the best player on the team that had the best record. Because Michael Jordan should have won it 5 or 6 more times when he was on a bad Chicago Bulls team because he was the best player.
Okay,
they gave it to somebody else.
There is weight to different things. There are weighting to your statistics. There's weight to your wins and losses. And depending on who's judging on it, thinks differently. For me, I would weight it team success, statistical success, and then astronomical individual areas. So if you
like a Russell Westbrook,
right? Like a Russell Westbrook, you lead the league in triple doubles. You lead the league in assists. That's how I would rate it.
Would you be great without yourself or without the team?
Say
Think
what?
about that. Would you be greater without yourself or without the team? Like, for example, when you won it, Did you do it by yourself, or was it because of the team?
It was because of the team.
Okay, so it should be called Most Valuable Team Award rather than Most Valuable Player.
Yeah, but we had the best record in the NBA that year.
Because of you or because of the team? That's what I'm saying.
I think it was a combination.
He was the best player on the best team.
It was a combination of both. So that's why you got to weigh it
off.
You're still bitter. Y'all just taking a great idea and a great.
No, we're going to have fun with a great idea.